Alright guys, I got two great things for you in this video today. One, my favorite, is my frog Frisbee story that I'm going to tell you in a minute. And then also, we're going to learn how to play arpeggios faster, better, and easier, okay? So, alright, you can see I'm a little sloppy, so I need to practice them myself again. But I am a classically trained pianist, so hopefully I'll be able to give you some information on how to play those arpeggios faster. Alright, this is my Piano Lessons Gone Nuts series. I'm Shawn, and welcome to my Easy Piano Lessons. So when you see PG and think Piano Lessons Gone Nuts, I've got a playlist of just questions I'm answering from viewers. And it's really fun. I've done all kinds. Just check out that playlist and you can see lots of common questions that everyone is asking on piano. So let's get started with these arpeggios. Oh, first I'll tell you my story, so if you're not interested in the story, just skip to the arpeggio part. This is a story I would tell all of my beginner students when I felt like they were really nervous and they just needed to loosen up a little bit, you know, little 5-, 6-year-old kids. And it's a true story. And here's a clue to what the story is about. This is a frog. I used to be a good artist. I can't draw much anymore. You got to practice it, I guess. Frog plus car plus sun equals frog Frisbee. So what we used to do, I was born a poor black child, and we lived there. You know, there wasn't much to do. We didn't have many toys or anything, and I lived next to a field, kind of in the country a little bit, and we had just a dead end street. And for some reason, we had a street lamp at night, and all these frogs would come out of the field, and just tons of frogs. You couldn't step in the street without stepping on a frog. And every once in a while a car would come down the street that turned on the wrong street or something, and just squish and squish all these frogs up, and then turn around, and then you just have tons of frogs that got ran over. And then the next day the hot Texas summer sun would bake the frogs, and once it dried them out, you'd have a flat frog Frisbee. And so what we used to do is grab the Frisbees and we would chunk them in the field and see who could throw the best frog Frisbee. And that was our entertainment. And every once in a while you get one that wasn't quite baked enough and it was still a little gooey and squishy. But anyway, that's my frog Frisbee story. So that would loosen everyone up, my little students. Alright, let's get to the arpeggio lesson. Now, here's your problem. If you're looking at this, then you had a problem with arpeggios. You're going, how can I fix this? You're thinking this. If we do a C-E-G arpeggio, you're going 1, 2, and then you're thinking, all right, here's the next one. Here's the next one. If you think that way, you're always going to have a little separation, a little gap in your arpeggio. Because you're doing this, and then you're taking everything and moving it exactly to the right, like that. So the problem is not doing this. The problem is getting to the next C, the next 3 notes, without that little hump, without that little bump. Okay? Now here's what you got to do. If you've ever seen somebody play fast arpeggios in a video or something, you notice it looks like their hands going in a wave. It's just like, like that. It's just up and down. And that's because they're rotating their wrist. And you don't realize this when you're playing slowly, but what you have to do, let me show you on a regular C arpeggio, C-E-G. I'm just going to show you right hand. You can also apply it to the left, but for the kind of songs you guys are playing, you probably won't have many arpeggios in the left hand unless you're playing classical music. But 1, 2, 3. Now what you're going to do when you're ascending, you're going up, okay? You got to rotate your wrist up and to the right, but you have to do it a lot, more than you think. 1, 2, 3. Look at my wrist, how my wrist is going up as I go to the right like that. See how far it's going up, if you can see that on the video? And then when I get to my 3rd finger, my thumb is almost there. And then I do the same thing, up and down. There's the wave effect you see when you see somebody playing fast arpeggios. You got to go up and to the right. You've got to rotate your wrist to the right and up. Don't forget the up part, because that brings your thumb closer to the G. Because look how far it is from G to C. You've got to find a way to get there. Okay, and that's that wave effect. Now it's not a jerky thing. It's a gradual wave. And then, okay, now when you're coming down, it's the opposite way. You come up and throw it, and you go to the left. Okay, so if I'm coming down, 5, 3, 2, 1. Look how when I'm on my thumb, I'm already rotating over to get to the 3. 3, 2, 1. I'm already there. 3, 2, 1. Now let me do it. Let me do it. Okay, you got to have that motion coming down. All right. Now, I used to have a teacher that would say throw. You throw your hand. So when you get to the you go faster, so you, kind of a throwing motion. That helped me a little bit, but just so you have that information, they would have you throw to the right, throw to the left. Here's a little exercise that I came up with, okay, to help you with this. This is what I use. This is where the 23 years of experience teaching come in, and all the thousands of hours I've spent practicing in my life. And the little Dutch counterfeiter will probably come along and copy this too. Now if he copies my frog frisbee story, I'll be upset, because that's my story. But anyway, I guess it's all music, it's all information. But exercise, an exercise for this. This is going to really help you do this, okay? This is one I came up with for myself. And what it helps with is that little hump from getting from, you know, the thumb under and the finger coming over, going down. Watch this. Here's the exercise. Play the C first, hold it, and then I want you to do this. And what that does is it gets your hand feeling where those notes are. Okay? You feel where the E and the G and the C are. It gives you that feel, because when you do a fast arpeggio, I need to work on mine. There's no time to look at each individual key and play it. You got to have that feel in your hand, so you just go right to it. And if you'll play it this way, 2, 3, 5, it'll help you get the feel of your hand. So you play the C, then I want you to go. And I want you to hop on this chord. And when I hop, I go, I get over. See, I hop, and I'll do my wrist. See my wrist? Then I'll do it again. And then when I come down, I'm going to do this. I'm going to play E, G, C with 2, 3, 5. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to play the C with my thumb and hop. And so I can feel that 5, 3, 2 under my fingers, the C, E, G. So here it is coming down. See my wrist? I'm going to go real slow so you can see that wrist. See the wrist? You got to have that going this way, going down, this going to the right. All right, so if I go, all right, I'm really rusty, so I need to get my chops back. But it works. That technique works on any arpeggio, even if you have a white key in the middle or a black key. C is actually the hardest one. Did you know that? Because you don't have any black keys to guide your fingers. You know what's the easiest one? B. B, D sharp, F sharp. Because you have those 2 black keys to help you feel where you are. Alright, it really is. C is the hardest one. Or any white key arpeggio, I think, is the hardest. So hopefully that will help you, okay? So if you get frustrated, just think of my frog frisbee story. And that should lighten you up a little bit, and then you can get back to practicing your arpeggios. And of course it works for the left hand. You just have to do a mirror image of everything, okay? But there's really no need to do that if you're not playing classical music. If you're just playing pop stuff and all that, very rarely is there's no arpeggios in the left hand and in anything. So right hand's the one that needs to work on that, okay? Hope you guys enjoy that, and I will talk to you later.